Today we're going to talk about learning to control your mind. The mind is a powerful instrument, but to utilize its potential, you need to understand its abilities and how it works. It becomes easier to use this tool to your advantage when you can control it. Because only by controlling your outlook can you create happiness within yourself, despite any circumstances. Welcome to our channel, where we talk about issues relating to mental health, self-improvement, general medical problems, and the journey to overall wellness. We put out weekly videos on these topics, and our content is based on scientific research and our experience as physicians practicing both Western and Eastern medicine. If this is something that appeals to you, be sure to like this video and stick to the very end to see if you want to subscribe. Without further ado, let's head straight into the main topic of today's video: 13 ways you can control your mind to build contentment and fulfillment in life. 1. Identifying troubling thoughts. Learning to control your mind begins first with knowing the things on it. Maintaining control is often more difficult if you are currently going through setbacks that make your thoughts spiral continually. Having intrusive thoughts is quite normal, but when you enable the recurrence of these thoughts by letting them pass without engaging them. Identify your thought patterns so that you can recognize them when they show up uninvited. Unwanted thoughts often appear as negative self-talk, pessimism, rumination, or errors in judgment that affect your relationships. Figuring out these patterns is important to gain control of your mind. 2. Embrace the moment. Being self-aware in all situations helps you to be present with your thoughts and feelings. You notice how these elements affect your actions and embrace what you feel. If these emotions are negative, do not attempt to ignore them in a bid to gain control of your mind. Instead, think about what the emotion you feel is telling you, and what lesson you can pick from it. Similarly, embrace the dull moments in life as much as you can the high ones. In doing this, you embrace all parts of your existence and can control your mind in any circumstance. 3. Practice guided imagery. This mind control technique involves visualizing positive and calm situations to achieve a peaceful state of mind. It is easier to gain control over your thoughts when you are relaxed and less stressed. Take deep breaths before beginning the exercise, then follow it up by thinking of something positive that brings you calm. This could be someone or someplace that you love, or even your favorite weather. Imagine yourself dwelling in the scene you have created and take in the details. Deep breaths as you visualize. After spending a few minutes doing this exercise, you'll be more relaxed and charged to regain control of your mind. 4. Avoid worrying. For some people, controlling their minds means being able to avoid negative thoughts when they want to. One trick that helps here is thinking about the worst possible outcome of a particular event. Most times, doing this helps you see that you can handle your worst fears better than you thought. You might even go ahead and set some time aside to think about your worries. Sometimes, problems just need to be given a bit of attention rather than left around to linger. Try relaxing activities like taking a walk to ease your mind. Your senses will collaborate with nature and keep your thoughts right where you want them to be. 5. Adopt a growth mindset. Nothing hinders your ability to control your mind more than the belief that you are powerless over your thoughts. When you believe in your abilities, you become more interested in doing the hard work because you accept that success is achievable. While believing that you can be in control, practice good habits that bring you closer to the life of your dreams. Be bold enough to leave your comfort zone to experience the changes that you want to see. Adopting a growth mindset sets you up for the success and increases your likelihood of making the desired improvements. Traits are mostly learned. This means your current inability to control your mind is not fixed, and you can work towards gaining control. 6. Avoid overgeneralizing. The practice of projecting negative experiences from a single past occurrence is known as overgeneralizing. Doing this harms your prediction of the future and makes you a slave to your mind, which is already filled with negativity. You can quit this habit by taking charge of your future through perseverance and hard work. For instance, instead of thinking that your negative experiences from childhood would ruin your life forever, think about the improvements that you would like to see and work towards them. Research ways to land a better job rather than project the bad experiences from your career so far into the future. Being in control of your mind involves working towards actualizing the improvements you want to see for your mind to naturally embrace the change. 7. Don't take things too personally. Gaining control of your mind will be hard if you are always caught in the thought trap of taking things too personally. Some things are simply out of your control, and taking responsibility for them puts you at a disadvantage. You begin to unconsciously wallow in guilt and fill your mind with harmful thoughts of blame. Redirect your mind to think logically about situations when you notice yourself trending toward personalization. Remind yourself that the situation was out of your control and therefore should not be your mind's burden to bear. 8. Avoid making hasty conclusions. Allowing thoughts without any evidence to creep into your mind weakens your level of control. Rather than jump into conclusion each time, pause for a moment and think about the basis of your thoughts before arriving at a judgment. Question yourself about the thoughts you're having and determine if there is any truth to them. If you constantly think that someone behaves unwelcomingly towards you, spend some time thinking about your conversation with them to identify specific indications of their behavior. You cannot control your mind if you are always picking emotional judgments over evidence-based ones. 9. Do not exaggerate situations. Catastrophizing is the practice of blowing things out of proportion, and this will have dangerous effects on the mind. Bad situations will sometimes come your way, but you shouldn't see them as the end of your life. Practice positive thinking, where you employ logic and reason. It is human to see terrible outcomes in unpleasant occurrences, so you have to be intentional about doing away with the habit. Rather than think about the present sad event that can lead to greater challenges, base your thoughts on reason. Think about other people who were once in the place you are now, and how many of them came out stronger. Blowing things out of proportion weakens your resolve to put more effort into achieving your goals. So avoid this thought trap when learning to control your mind. 10. Try meditation. Meditation can seem counterproductive when you think of the fact that sitting down to relax while doing nothing makes those thoughts that you are trying to escape flood in. But it can help you control your mind when you do it differently. Sit with your thoughts you are trying to permanently dismiss, notice them, and finally let them go. Doing this loosens their power over you and helps you gain control of your mind. Practice mindfulness while meditating, which is staying aware of your thoughts and emotions. With consistency, you will find yourself pulling away from distracting thoughts and embracing the uplifting ones. 11. Incorporate healthy distractions. Not all situations deserve distractions, but when you find yourself drowning in negative thoughts, the solution sometimes is to redirect your thoughts with distractions that improve your frame of mind. Imagine your attention is turning to things that you prefer not to remember, and rather than stay miserable, you engage in an inspiring activity. This could be reading a book, decluttering your space, or any activity that helps take your mind off the current disappointment you feel. Focused distraction can also mean spending time with loved ones or listening to your favorite song. These breaks do not equal avoidance. You are simply getting relief from harmful things and asserting control over your mind. Healthy distractions have other benefits outside of helping control your mind. They promote motivation and can help boost your productivity. 12. Manage stress. The inability to control your mind becomes more pronounced when you are dealing with tough circumstances. It just becomes more challenging to regulate your thoughts with stress and anxiety in the picture. Stress fuels troubling thoughts that invite a cycle of worry. Gain back control by assessing your life to find the most common sources of stress. Identifying these areas is the first step to take to reduce triggers. Unfortunately, stress sometimes comes from sources outside of your control, making you feel powerless. While you cannot control these outside sources, you can find better ways to respond to them. Dedicate time to nurturing your mind by practicing self-care. Self-care can mean relaxing spas, but also just getting enough sleep. It can mean fine dining or simply eating nourishing meals. You can't always control life difficulties, but you can take them on with a hopeful outlook. 13. Form good habits. Good habits may not always be easy to practice, but they can help the process of controlling your mind. One effective practice is to create obstacles for yourself to make it more challenging for your mind to always have its way. For instance, being able to successfully control the part of your mind that always wants to be on social media will involve keeping your phone far away from your reach. That way, you would naturally have to rethink the next time you are tempted to sneak a peek on TikTok in the middle of working. Intentionally refusing yourself certain pleasures to regain control is always worth it. Also, remember to reward yourself for every successful attempt you make towards controlling your mind. You are more likely to keep up with the efforts in the face of positive reinforcement. Be careful how much reward you offer yourself to avoid losing control again. And here's a bonus tip. Practice punishing unsuccessful mind control efforts. Of course, you should always approach your mistakes with grace, but punishing failures can aid your self-control efforts in the future. For instance, if you struggle with taking your mind off unhealthy eating, you could ask a friend to take away your dessert during the next meal. Self-punishments are not meant to scare you. Like rewarding successes, punishing unsuccessful efforts can help you exert more self-control in the future. Controlling your mind begins with acknowledging that you are in full control of your emotions and actions. You control your thoughts and replace negative ones with more accurate thoughts. Learning to control your mind ultimately drives happiness and lasting fulfillment. So, what tip was your favorite? Sound off in the comments and give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. If you find this information helpful, we're sure you will enjoy this other video from our channel too. Until next time, we wish you a happy and healthy day.